Give in to the dark.
Sam. Cam. Salmon Cam.
Tell you.
Well, that's an interesting sword you're carrying.
Well, that's interesting.
I say,
That'd be a good YouTube.
By the way, we're
show
back.
me your strength.
Yes, we're back.
It's been like 3 weeks since we last recorded.
Yeah,
So-
I hope I still remember how things work with this game. I think I do. This is not the first time we've had a 3-week break.
So
However, I was hoping I would have been able to have killed Lingering Well by now, and that
yeah,
hasn't happened yet.
as of this recording date, certainly not the upload date. What's it called? The Kingdom Hearts Remind, the DLC, has come out yesterday.
Yeah.
Officially. I have not played it yet, and I won't say anything about it. But let's just give you context. So yeah, I'm doing this as usual.
It's over. Yeah.
Idiot.
It's over.
By the way, you know why I did that second break?
Why?
Because what's it called? That goes that like goes past the HP barrier counter.
Interesting.
Give me strength. Right.
Interesting.
You know what I should have done? And I've actually done like just before we were recording. I should have just waited till he did the Descent Heartless Angel and then just drived.
Yeah.
If I time it just right, the invincibility goes through Descent Heartless Angel. If I get it too late, I heal and get my MP back anyway. Imagine if that took away your drive.
Yeah.
You good, Sam? Hold up, you good?
What do you mean?
Like, just make sure you're warm your thumbs up.
Take this.
You remember your combos?
I think I remember everything, yeah.
Here's a thing that I was going to suggest. Can you go to a Moogle right now? Which is still right in that door.
Oh, right, yes. Right, I forgot there's a Moogle in Timeless River.
Can you go to synthesize? Can you go to see about ribbons?
Well,
You're missing auric outcomes. Never mind. Because I was like, you could technically just give ribbons to Donald and Goofy too, which would actually help more than you think, but not necessarily at all.
yeah. It's okay. The real key is remembering how the battle works and everything. Unnecessary save, but I'm doing it anyway.
Drive Max. God.
Yep.
I love this game, man. You remember the rollback?
Yes.
Thanks, Goofy.
This is it. Yeah. Yeah, take this.
actually, what I also remember is that the Keyblade glider does weird things to his
his revenge counter is his entire pattern.
Yeah.
Like he's doing all of his phase 2 moves now. I have no idea why that is. I think like if it was intentional, fine, whatever. If it was not intentional,
I've watched it early.
if it was not intentional, I think like Keyblade Glider is supposed to be a phase 2 move, but they also wanted him to be able to start off with it. But then if he starts off with it, he basically starts off already in phase 2, but technically not, because his HP barrier isn't there, so he still has the phase 2 HP barrier.
Yeah. Back off. This is it. Heal.
That was interesting.
Okay, the other thing I was gonna suggest is, you know, you're not gonna use this at any other point. This is your last chance. You might as well just equip some elixirs.
That is a fair point. Let me see. So
You got 4 elixirs and a mega elixir. Like, you might as well just put all of them there where your high potions are. Like,
yeah.
you're like the only other fight you're gonna do after this is the Hades Paradox Cup. You're not gonna need that there.
Yeah, and then Hunter X, I don't need it there either.
Yeah, so we'll just put all of them and your mega elixir.
Yeah. Actually, here, let's do this. Let's put an elixir here, and then I'm gonna do this. This is fine, I think.
You might as well put all your elixirs there.
Okay.
All right. And going to see your other items.
And actually, how many potions and high potions do I have? I might as well replace the potions with high potions.
Yeah. You could also do mega potions because you have 11 of them.
Oh yeah, right.
And then Donald and Goofy, what do their items look like? Mega potion, mega potion. You might as well give Goofy the rest of the mega potions. All right,
like that.
And you could.
And then I think I could. Oh, yeah, Donald has the rest. Yeah. Okay.
You could save it now.
Yeah, I guess there's no real reason not to go as hard as possible on the items.
I mean, you saw my data rocks is no movement, right?
Yeah.
You know what item I was using?
What?
Elixir. I stocked like 8 elixirs for that fight. It's actually not that hard to farm elixirs in this game.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
You just aren't going quite far enough.
High blocks rolling. There we go.
Back off. This is it.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was playing through all that Kingdom Hearts 3 yesterday. I was like, God, this game is so good. I come here to see you play this, and I'm like, man, this game is so good. Oh, alright, you remember? You're gonna have to wait for it to slow down. Like that. Perfect, my dude. Yeah, it's really, like, with what you learned from Lexius, it's just about keeping calm.
Yeah.
It's over.
Like, you're doing good damage to him. Like, it's just about, like, wow, okay.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't take that many combos to kill him. You just gotta get each combo down.
Mm-hmm.
Back off. Back off.
You know, there's quite a few speedrunners I know that whenever what's it called? When they do this fight and they get to the glider pattern, they just die. They just like
Yeah, you had told me.
yeah, and I'm like I get it, but it's also like more proof that speedrunners are not the best because he's perfectly beatable.
He's just weird.
He's just they're just like, I'm not gonna get a good run like this, but it's like you can get a good run like that, just not by speedrunner standards. But there are other standards to be good at this game.
Take this. It's over.
Good Donald. Donald sacrificed himself for that.
Good shit, my dude.
Oh, speaking of which, my sister finally started watching DuckTales.
Oh yeah.
She's only on the new series because she watched the old one with me, obviously. Though she doesn't remember it because she was too young. And she remembers watching it, but she doesn't really watch it. But anyway, the point is, she started watching the new one.
Blocking early a lot, which is unusual.
And what's it called? Nice, Harry. Nice. You were like, okay, I'm not gonna get the second block. I should just heal. And she likes it, but she has an extremely hard time understanding Donald, which is a little weird to me because I feel like he's more clear in that show than in other appearances. I don't know if you agree.
Sort of. There are lines even in.
I think there. No, I mean,
Tales
I agree that there are lines that he's hard to understand, but I also think most of those lines are intentional. Like if he's angry, you're not supposed to really understand him.
Yeah, there are lines where he's deliberately like just kind of making sounds.
Yeah. But and so like, you know, thing is that she doesn't really have that problem with other Donald cartoons or Kingdom Hearts. Well, actually, I think Kingdom Hearts is where he's the most clear.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
But he also talks really slowly. In
like
Kingdom
that's
Hearts.
the point. Like, I think that's part of why, you know, like that the meme line in Kingdom Hearts 3 where he's like, this looks like a good place to find some ingredients. Like, part of why I think people think that's funny is because he says it very deliberately.
Yeah, someone goes, there's a tweet I saw where it's like, you may have struggled in your life, but you have not struggled as hard as Donald's voice actor saying, this was a good spot to watch. But yeah, in Kingdom Hearts, I think they intentionally make him talk slow so that he's more clear. But they don't do that in DuckTales, but I still feel like he's more clear in DuckTales than he is in other cartoons, which is my point. You know, my sister, like...
That I would agree with.
My sister hasn't played Kingdom Hearts in like a decade, so it's not like she's comparing him to the Kingdom Hearts. It's not to say she's not a fan of Kingdom Hearts, she just never got a real chance to play the series as much as I did. So she's still on Kingdom Hearts 2, RIP. Also, she likes Tails better anyway. But yeah, so basically this morning, while I was eating breakfast, what I was doing was she was showing me parts of the episodes that she saw where she did not understand what Donald said and was just asking me to translate.
Thought you could get me with the mix-ups.
Nice parry. I understood why you were a little slow there, because he looked like he could have done the whip right.
Yeah.
He's really just doing these, not finishing these combos, and just mixing you up like that.
Okay. We take those. Yeah, his patterns are definitely weird.
There we go.
There we go. Those
And remember, if he like, what's it called? If he like empty jumps towards you or something, he's going to do the command lock, not the bow and arrow command lock.
the other one.
Yeah.
The dunk command block.
Nice. Aw, you were still in the air. You gotta heal. Damn.
And leg. Ah, fuck. Block just didn't come out in time.
Yeah, you blocked a little too late there. I saw you block. I saw the animation, but you just did it a little too late. This again?
Yeah, he really likes that Keyblade glider phase. What was weird actually is I think in the last run, if he starts in the Keyblade glider phase, he either doesn't do the whip on the HP barrier, or there just isn't an HP barrier at all, or he doesn't do anything notable.
Yeah, his phases get messed up.
It's
First
like
two at least.
It's almost as if the phases reverse themselves. Like I almost feel like I'm doing phase 2 first, and then phase 1 comes second. Because once I got past
that
like 5
might-
or 6 health bars, he started doing like this attack.
That might be the case, but like, you know, I haven't fought Keyblade Glider Terra enough to confirm that, and I don't think anybody else has either.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually won when he started Keyblade Glider phase. Which obviously means I'm bad at speedrunners, but I've tried, you know. Do you think I could do a no movement?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I can.
Well, actually, yeah. The problem is Terra's limit.
Limit has the unblockable segment.
Yeah.
Also the bow and arrow,
Yeah.
which he doesn't have to do. It's just Woo!
Fancy shit.
That's very useful tech. You learned that from Birth by Sleep, didn't you?
I actually just. Well, I didn't.
I know you didn't do it on purpose, Sam, but that's Birth by Sleep. That's the Osaka team tech where you use the invincibility frames on the counter attack. Nice. He's not actually open after
Right,
that.
I forgot. I was able to recover in time. Oh, right. Well, this is actually the better one to have.
The magic one?
Oh, wait, no, never mind. This is the magic one, you're right. It's an interesting combo.
Let me tell you why John Wick's so good. It's because it's directed by a guy named Chad.
You have your drive or something here.
What if Disney bought John Wick?
He's not gonna be a world, but he might be a summon. Also, yeah, command locking. That's another thing that would get in the way of a no movement run. Again, like the bow and arrow, not something he has to do, but
That was interesting.
Oh, you forgot to save the elixirs.
Oh right, I had to.
All right, if you lose this, which you might not, then we'll put those back. You know, fuck, magic one again. Yeah, you're still gonna take down from that. Yeah, you remember that.
It's a little slow on that. Dang.
Do it. And you're gonna have to heal.
Yeah, I should have rolled to the side.
He could auto track. I think you just blocked. You can still block when you're yeah, do the elixirs right now. You can still block when you're in the other command menus. Only X and circle operate the command menu.
Okay, guys, have fun. I'll see you later.
See ya.
See ya. And with Mega Potion and Mega Elixir, you gotta put Mega Potion on Goofy as well. That makes it more likely that you'll be able to do a limit, because after you do a Mega item, they all get healed.
So I have to do this. I have to leave the room first.
Yeah, might as well save when you come back in.
Yeah. So it's just Donald and Goofy walking. I like just the fucking Chip and Dale is just little specks on the ground. Oh, I went back in time. Look at that.
You know what? One thing I don't really like. This is like one thing you know this. You know what? One thing I don't get is
What?
reviewers and reviews, and the fact that people like watching them. Like, obviously you know this, but about me rather.
Yeah.
I don't think you agree. But this is not related to Kingdom Hearts at all. You just made me think of it. So my friend's friend made a video about what's it called? Alvin and Chipmunks, right? Specifically the Alvin show. Well, the video is a two-part video. You might have seen it around. I don't know if you've seen a Alvin and Chipmunks review floating around.
Not actually.
Okay, so I've actually seen a couple of people share it. But it's a two-part video. And the first part is a review of the Alvin show, and the second part is a what's it called? A comparison of the character designs of the Alvin show, which is the 50s cartoon, and Alvin and Chipmunks, which is the 80s and 90s cartoon. And the thing about the thing about the video is that, like, the guy shared the video and said the Alvin show is dope kids, and it's very clear that he likes both shows and thinks they're both really good, and is definitely a fan of the franchise. And it's really funny because, like, he prefaces the video by saying the Alvin show is dope, but and I don't know if it's just me, but when I actually saw his review of the Alvin show, it didn't feel like he had anything good to say about it. And then like when I see like comments and stuff, I see a bunch of people going like starting to be interested in watching the Alvin show, and I'm like, but wait, I know I missed it. Like, what's making you interested in watching a show? It doesn't seem like you said anything good about it at all.
Yeah, IGN has that problem. I mean, that's part of the meme, you know, like the 9 out of 10 I like it shit.
Well, I mean, you would like it if it's 9 out of 10, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but like the meme was that it was like a reserved kind of like, oh no, I like it. And it's like if that's a 10 out of 10 game, that shouldn't be like your reaction, at least in my opinion. 10 out of 10, you know, regardless of what you feel qualifies as a 10 out of 10 game, 10 out of 10 to me is like, oh, this could not be better. Like, at least in any practical way. Like, maybe you have a few disappointments, but
like this game.
Yeah.
Nice, very good.
Like maybe there are like disappointments. It's not like it's perfect, but oh fuck.
But it could be flawless.
Yeah. Like we talked about the difference between like flawless and like,
yeah. Well, like here's the thing about the review is that like, yeah, limit time. You gotta remember this probably is just the best thing to do.
I remember there's the unblockable thing, which you have to, the gears, which you have to roll away from. You have to try to land before he does that, roll away from it, and then that last part is blockable.
If you're like high enough, like if you do a high jump, peak of high jump, aerial dodge, and then glide, you can actually just glide away from it.
Maybe.
Because he has to like go up a little bit for the attack. But whatever, this is going. Anyway, like...
You could also probably aerial dodge away from it.
Yeah. I think you might be able to do that if you don't do an aerial dodge before the glide. Like, I think you can do that, right?
Yeah.
Try it right now. Like, do glide, aerial dodge. Yeah. So you might be able to actually just do that.
Yeah.
I know it's like the momentum from the aerial dodge before the glide.
Yeah.
Puts that in your muscle memory, but...
Yeah. It's going to be a little weird. Actually, yeah, my only concern is, I guess I'd have to... glide earlier, because if I don't like if you don't
do the aerial dodge, your glide has to accelerate first.
Yeah, and he's been able to hit me before. Like even with the aerial dodge, he's been able to catch me. So I'll have to be careful about that. It may be better to just land and then jump again. But
and remember, if your dudes are alive, you just limit. Just do duck flare or something.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
What's it called? Yeah. So. Like, I want to say this, like, if you watch the whole video, it's very clear he likes the Alvin show.
Yeah.
It does, like, it feels like he forgot to say exactly what it is he likes about it.
I remember vaguely, there was an IGN review for Soul Calibur 3. And the guy said he liked the game, but also kind of didn't say anything.
Too early. You gotta dodge out of teleport.
Also, though, he didn't really say anything good about it. It was like he was focusing largely on the negatives, and actually went into this whole tangent about he had an abusive childhood, and just mentioned that for a second. It's like, this is okay for a review to mention? Like, that was my first inkling of the idea that, like, game reviewers are just weird and different from reviewers of other things.
Yeah.
There's a professional decorum that exists in reviews of other media that just doesn't exist with games. And it beats me why
Yeah.
that is, but
Yeah, well, it's not like I was like on a review of a game, but I do agree.
yeah, I mean, like that, like it happens also with movies and TV now.
I think
because of the fact that like YouTube,
anyone can be, yeah.
Yeah, then that's like the aspect, like there's an I think you know what the difference is. There's an element of how, hold on. There's an element of how, like you know, there are professional critiques who like publish their shit in like newspapers and stuff.
Yes.
And you know, and online publications. But yeah, it's like now anyone with like recording equipment and video editing software, or maybe not even that, really you just need a lot of space to like write stuff, can make reviews.
Yeah,
And you can do it with like no reviewing experience, and more importantly than all of that, your stuff can be viewed by hundreds of thousands of people potentially. That's just
Yeah,
how
and
the internet changing the whole critiquing business in general. And so you get a lot of, as a result, really bad critiquers who probably shouldn't have posted their stuff, honestly, for millions of people to potentially see. I think it's just the thing about, like, a lot of artistic mediums in general is that, like, you can see a lot more of the cutting room floor type stuff where it's like, people don't, here's a hot take, maybe. It's okay to be like, you know, maybe I shouldn't post this. And it's okay to tell someone that they shouldn't post things. Not to be like mean about it. Like, you don't want to be an asshole. But I think it's okay to be like, look, this is good practice, right?
Yeah.
It's good practice material, but you probably don't want other people to see this.
I mean, it's kind of incomparable, but did I tell you that I like, when I was started off my no movement challenge videos, it took months for me to post Cerberus because I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna post no movement Cerberus for two reasons. One, even though I did do Cerberus out in movement, doesn't look skilled at all. Literally, it was luck. And the second of all, if I do post it, I did post it eventually, but people could use that if they do wrong. People could use that video as proof that Kingdom Hearts is button matching, because that is ended up being how I did it.
Yeah.
So I ended up posting it later when nobody would see it, just for archival purposes. And I think that's one of the reasons why people post things even when they shouldn't, is pretty much just to save it. And
that might be one reason, although if you ask me, it's a little more cynical than that.
It depends on the thing. I mean, I don't think a reviewer posted a review to save the review.
Yeah. I think it's sort of about clout in general, and people will criticize corporations for this, but they do it too. And it's this idea that it's just like any clout is kind of good clout, even if it garners negativity or controversy. Okay. I probably did a combo.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was Scourge.
He was minus, my dude. Did you see that clip that was like proof you don't need to know frame data to win tournaments?
I have not seen that.
Okay, you know High Fight?
Yes.
So he posted it, and it was basically like this guy won a match. Might have even been tournament point actually. Because he did a move that was unsafe, and then followed up and hit and won. And the reason why he did it was because he legitimately thought it was safe. He was wrong. It worked.
Sometimes that happens. That's the beauty of fighting games.
Yeah.
Like this is one of the cool things about like the Melee documentary, is that they stress this idea that, like, you know, M2K was the robot, right? He's the guy who knows all the optimal shit, but he still had trouble dealing with people who just did shit to do shit, like Mango.
Yeah, like
sometimes that is how you win fighting games. You do the unexpected.
that's one of the reasons why I've like are some of these people even
Optimal strats doesn't mean
forget Smash? Like some fighting game fans I don't get because like they always wanted everything to be patched or balanced or anything like it feels like too powerful for them or whatever. But someone like Hi-Fi posted a video. It was a clip of someone else's stream recently, and it was like the point of a fighting game is to hit someone with BS.
yeah.
And sometimes you get hit by their BS, and that sucks. But you learn to deal with it. But
I think when people hear the term optimal, they think that means, oh, I need to do that like 100% of the time. Because it just, it beats everything. No,
Yeah.
that's not what optimal means.
Also-
it just means it covers the most situations. But
also-
your opponent could do some dumb shit that you didn't see coming that maybe the optimal strat doesn't actually cover and hit you with it.
Yeah, that's why on the Bungo wins tournaments, what's it called? The Tekken players, like, one thing I hear often from Tekken players is, the first thing you need to understand when you're learning how to play Tekken well is that when you're starting out and you're learning to play well and you're like actually know what you're doing, you're gonna lose to people who don't know what they're doing 99% of the time. And that's just how it is. Like, that doesn't mean that you should stop doing what you're doing well. It doesn't even mean you're not doing it well. That's just how fighting games is.
Yeah, I think it's partly because, do you know, like, what is it called? Like, I think it's like the 4 stages of competence or something. There's like unconscious, there's unconscious incompetence, where you're so bad, that's the first level. That's when you're so bad you don't even know really how bad you are. That's like, if you've ever heard of Dunning-Kruger effect, which is the strange confidence that people who are like completely inexperienced have.
Yeah.
That's where the Dunning-Kruger people are. Like, they have that confidence because they literally do not know better. Then when you start to get better at something, and this applies
Achievements and ignorance.
yeah. This and when you start to get better at something, this applies to like anything: games, art, music, academics, sports. It applies to basically any skill that you can practice and get better at. So then when people get better, you get to conscious incompetence, where they're like, oh, now I know like just how much I don't know. Well, not just how much.
And that's
like,
the people.
an idea of it.
And that's the people who lose to people who don't know what they're doing 99% of the time. Then, because they're like, I'm doing things right, but I'm still losing to these people who are clearly worse than me.
Well,
That's
actually,
conscious incompetence.
I was actually thinking of the third stage. The third stage is conscious competence, where like you can do things, but you have to think about it. It's a little bit labored, and I think actually that's the group that you're talking about that gets
I don't know.
owned by noobs 99.
I don't know, because the thing is that like you're not actually doing well. But you know that you're not doing well. I think conscious competence would be the point at which you actually can win against that group.
Well, I guess the point I was getting at was that
oh, nice parry.
the point I was getting at was that like it takes enough like you have to think about things enough to the point where like it takes too long to get something to come out, and then you just get punished because probably the worst thing you can do in fighting games is, well, 99% of the time, is do nothing.
Or, the worst thing you could do in fighting games, nice. You actually reacted to it. I'm telling you, it's easy to react to, and you're gonna get it.
I saw the empty jump. I'm like, oh, he might do it. I also noticed his health bar, so like that's usually like the HP barrier is often when he changes his pattern. So
yeah, and if he doesn't start with the command locking, he's gonna do it on the second HP barrier.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I didn't. Where was the point where
I'm so lucky I was able to recover.
Yeah, like I didn't even like normally. Is there like a hitbox when he teleports and then does the cannon? Is there a hitbox on his teleport finishing or something Because I thought
I think I knew that. What was weird was that, like, he teleported, like, right on top of me. He doesn't usually do that.
I mean, he does do that with the cannon sometimes, but the thing is, it's usually transforming the Keyblade that has the hitbox.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's also just the empty forward dash sometimes.
Yeah.
This is the one where we had to attack things. Oh no, it's the magic one.
Magic one. Oh, nice. All right.
You're gonna have to heal.
Fuck. Damn it. I'm just gonna heal. And do this. Oh, why'd I roll into that? That was dumb of me. Good. I can get my MP back, and the only thing that matters is the last hit point. He's probably going to do his limit soon. I think it's, what is it, usually 5 bars left or 6? Oh, I think it's going to, no.
Yeah, because he did that.
Yep. I'm going to try that, yeah.
He should have just glided right as soon as he appeared, actually. Oh, you have Big Kiraga then. And then remember, he's still aggressive even at the end of the limit. Nice. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Donald.
Fucking bro.
Glide now.
Dang it. I tried. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Fuck.
He's so aggressive. He's so aggressive.
Nah.
You could have also just drived there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking maybe. I didn't know if, like, should I drive?
Don't think, Sam.
Just do. Don't think. Well, at least I survived it. The first limit, anyway. I think maybe my original plan is still better. Of like... Oh, okay, that works. I think my original plan is still better of like, the original plan of, landing, and then, like, dodge rolling or something.
Back off! It's over!
God, your reaction to that is really good.
I also got super lucky. Escape appeared like 3 times on the first option.
Yeah, that's the HP barrier.
It was only 4 health bars. Oh shit. Missed it. Okay. I think after this attempt, I will... Let's end the episode.
You know why I started talking about the review?
Why?
Just because of Chip and Dale. That made me think of the chipmunks, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a video my friend sent me.
Have you ever explained on recording why you are not a fan of reviews? I know you've explained it to me, obviously, but maybe that would be an interesting thing to have on recording.
It's not something that I could talk about while this is happening, because there's a lot that goes into it. But, you know, we've already agreed that we are not going to do reviews, and we've already covered a couple of points why I don't like reviews, and what the problem is, but yeah. Have I shown you that other video, the Is Super Mario World Bad?
Yes.
Did you read the description of it?
I did. I don't remember it, but I did.
Because, the description of it would, like, literally, like, get Enigma bad or something. Because the description is, let's look at this game objectively and make a broad subjective statement.
That's a personal attack.
Like, and you know we've had all those arguments about, like, where Enigma and even Ari sometimes said that it can be objectively bad. And it's like, meanwhile, dudes are out here making jokes about people actually thinking that.
Yeah.
Personally, I wonder how someone even comes to that conclusion, because I learned in, like, first grade that good and bad are not objective. It's literally first grade stuff, SpongeBob.
I think, again, I think it has to do with the way people talk about game design, and the way it's like everyone's an armchair game designer now.
And it's the review filters, the fact that all these, like, amateurs who don't know anything about actually doing analysis have done reviews and got popular, and now people think, oh hey, this can be talked about objectively. It can be talked about objectively, but that's not objectively talking about it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, look, let's talk about this, man. Like, you know, like, we said this about games, that not everything is inherently good or bad. It's the context. It's how it's used, right? It's not just games. I mean, or rather, it's not just gameplay, because the example I'm going to talk about is from a game. But you know that the what's it called? A character design must have a recognizable silhouette thing, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean Organization 13 has bad design, Sam? Does it?
No, I wouldn't say that.
No, their designs are fantastic.
That gets taken out of context a lot. That is generally more important in that's more important in, like, multiplayer, like, action games and shooters.
I mean, I actually mostly see it when people talk about cartoons.
There's that element as well.
You know what it is? It's this good and bad binary people have, you know?
Yeah.
Because recognizable silhouette is an element of good character design, but then people always flip it. They think in negatives, and they're just like,
yeah, they're like
so if it's
silhouettes are good.
If this is good,
silhouettes are good. That means non-recognizable silhouettes are bad.
Yeah. And, you know, that's how I am with story, like,
which is literally like those are not the same thing.
Yeah.
Like the statement does not imply that its inverse is also true. That's mathematical logic. A statement and its inverse can be both true or both false.
Like, you know,
one can be true and the other can be false.
This is one of the, like, the fact that I don't think this way has caused so many people to argue with me, including Enigma and Ari. Because I'm like, oftentimes I'm like, yes.
I completely forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, the land and dodge roll.
Yeah.
Honestly, you have enough time to land. Might as well just drive.
Give me strength. Back off. Yeah. It's over.
Interesting. I'm just gonna let him.
Yeah, remember, it's not a true combo, which is why it's so insidious. If it was a true combo, then this would be so much simpler.
Yeah, it would.
We should cut it.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys.
See you guys next time.